Hey y'all, I'm Jasmine, a fourth year student pharmacist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be taking you guys on a day in my life as a fourth year student pharmacist. If you guys are interested, make sure you keep watching. Also, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to know more about me, my lifestyle in pharmacy, and to get a dose of Jasmine. So just some background information. During your fourth year of pharmacy school, the entire year is composed of you doing clinical rotations. So in pharmacy, we call these APPEs or APPEs. It stands for Advanced Pharmacy Practice Experiences. Advanced Pharmacy Practice Experiences. So this is essentially a time for students to shadow pharmacists, learn more about different areas in pharmacy, and hopefully solidify what you want to do long-term as a pharmacist. So this month I am in general medicine / internal medicine at a local hospital. So essentially I am working one-on-one with a licensed pharmacist to monitor patients' medications while they're inpatient, working with teams, going on rounds, essentially dosing medications, specifically vancomycin or antibiotics, but essentially working in a hospital every single day. So I wanted to take you guys along with me for a day as a fourth year clinical rotation student in pharmacy. So if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know I have my handy dandy notebook. So I put down my chai tea so I could pick up my notebook, so we are good to go. So if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm not a morning person at all. And I have to be at the hospital ready to work with the patient charts pulled up at 7 a.m. So most times I wake up at 6 a.m. I do my hygiene routine, those types of things. I get ready for the day. I make sure I get my coffee, my breakfast, and my lunch, because I always bring lunch with me, and I am out the door. So my goal is to get in my car at 6:30 a.m. but typically I get in the car around 6:40 a.m. and being honest, it's about a 15-minute drive, so I'm cutting it close. So going to the hospital in the morning, I park in what is called employee parking. And what's cool about this opportunity is that they actually have parking on site. Sometimes they don't have parking for these experiences, so you have to take the bus. But I park my car and I am on my way inside the hospital to start my day. So walking in the morning, you guys can see my desk set up, but this is essentially where I sit most of the day to monitor patients' medications, look through their medical charts, basically make note of any discrepancies and things like that, conduct medication histories to see what they're taking while they're at home. But this is the desk where all the magic happens. So I sit here every day. And when I first get in the morning, I sit down, I pull up my Epic or the medical charts for each patient. I make a note of all the new patients, so all the people who were admitted overnight or who were in the emergency department that got added to the service that I'm working on. And then after I look at those new patients, I look to see if a medication history has been done. So if they have not, I mark it as in progress, or I make a note saying, hey, Jasmine is going to talk to the patient later about their at-home medications. And this is a way to make sure that the medications they are taking at home matches what we're giving them inpatient, and specifically so that when they go home, we can give them a discharge summary that has any medication changes or anything that is different than what they take at home. So after I look at new patients, look to see if they have any medication histories. I look to see which patients are still in the hospital from the previous day. Some patients will get discharged and go home, but I look to see who is still there so I can make sure that I know exactly what's happening with them. So in the morning, I take time to write down my to-do list. I write down the patients that I have to do all these things for, but essentially I try to get myself ready for the day. And then by the time I've done all those things, I will talk to my preceptor, so the pharmacist who I'm working under, and I will give him an update about anything that I saw on the charts or anything that I saw on the medical service and the medical records, and let him know, hey, this is what's going on and this is my plan for the day. So after I speak with my preceptor that morning to talk to them about what's actually happening for the day, I will start to work up patients. So my first goal is always to work up new patients. So I have to type notes in the morning. I type any pharmacy updates. I specifically type in the pharmacy plan, essentially a patient workup. So why they're in the hospital, so their chief complaint. And then I type in each disease state, all the medications they're taking, and all the monitoring parameters. So I do that for every single patient, basically every single new patient. And then for old patients, I look to see if any of their labs have come back. So basically all the time in the hospital. Every single day we get labs for patients. So during this time, I will look to see if they have any labs, any old labs, anything that sticks out to me. And most of the time as a pharmacist or a pharmacy student, I'm looking to see how their kidneys are doing and how their liver is doing. All the other things are pretty patient specific. So like if they have an infection, making sure their white blood cell count is going down. But ultimately I'm looking at labs, looking at medications, and seeing if there's anything wrong or anything that we can change to make the patient get better faster. Alrighty, so after I work up patients, I have done all of my dosing. I have taken notes about all the patients. I kind of know what's happening with them. I will take the later part of the morning to actually go and conduct the medication history. So go to patients' rooms and talk to them about their at-home medications. So I walk throughout the hospital, go to their rooms, and I don't go in their room if they have COVID or something like that. I will just call them over the phone to get it done. But essentially the late afternoon is time for me to walk around the hospital and get my medication histories done, and then type any notes about changes or things that don't really match up with the patients so that I can talk to them or talk to my preceptor about them. Another step is sometimes I have to locate or call their pharmacy because some patients don't know which medications they're taking. So I will call the pharmacy, get some things faxed over, talk to them about the medications the patient has recently picked up, and then I'll make a note in the patient's chart. Alrighty, so after medication histories, it is typically my lunch time. So my goal is to always go to lunch around 12 o'clock because every day at 1 o'clock, I meet with my preceptor for presentations. So I go eat my lunch at 12 o'clock. I go into the break room. I kind of just chill. I don't do any work, and we have a really nice view in the break room, so I just sit there. We have a TV in there. Sometimes I watch YouTube videos, but it's a great time for me to unwind and think about basically what I've done so far throughout the day, so that when I go back at 1 o'clock, I am well rested and ready to go. Okay, so every day at 1 p.m. I meet with my preceptor, and this is different for every student, but at 1 p.m. I meet with him to go over every single patient that I am following on the service. So as a student pharmacist, you start with a small number of patients and you increase every week. So after I meet with my preceptor in the afternoon, we have something called topic discussions. So at 2 p.m., most of the students who are working at the hospital where I work, who are student pharmacists, we meet with different pharmacists throughout the hospital to learn about different disease states. So most recently, we learned about cystic fibrosis. We have pods about pharmacokinetics. So and we also have pods about things like geriatrics or special populations. So this is a time for us to learn a lot about what's happening in pharmacy practice and anything that we need to know as future pharmacists. So at 2 o'clock, we have topic discussions. Alrighty, so after topic discussions, it is around 3 p.m. and I leave around 3:30 every day. So this is time for me to unwind, recheck on patients, and then the last thing that I do is my presentation or projects for the month. So this month I have to do a journal club presentation, which means I have to read an article and present it to the pharmacy team. So I've been working on a handout for that to give to everyone who attends. And then other than that, I just close out the day. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty tired. So I go to my car, I take off my mask, and I just try to unwind. So by the time I get home, I'm kind of tired because it's been a long day and because I'm not used to waking up this early and getting to the hospital this early. So I try to go to the gym in the afternoon, but this day, being quite honest, I took a nap, so I didn't go to the gym. So this is essentially the day in my life. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any video requests, please also leave them down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the day in my life. Bye, y'all.